Yo ho ho out there in YouTube land. How you going out there? I'm on Rick Pirate. We're back for another episode of the Hex Late Show. How you going, boys? Another wonderful week. What a week.
Very, very good. Just finished
off.
How are we?
Welcome everyone. Hope you're doing wonderful wherever you're watching in the world, and thanks for joining us.
How are we, guys? What's happening?
I'm very good. Had a beautiful massage this morning. Helped out my cousin, onboarding my cousin. Been just like kicking back.
Was that a rubbing tug? Was it?
No,
straight with a wisecrack. Sorry,
out of the blocks, mate. Out of the blocks.
Out of the blocks. hey, listen. Come on. Don't get me started early. Saving them up. Sorry, okay. Boy, you go. What you're saying? Was a wisecrack there?
His cousin knows.
No, listen, okay. Sorry, let's just start. Okay, so last week, we were at 25 cents, and then we had a special stream on Saturday for 30 cents. And what are we now? We cracked 40 cents, and we had a wick up today to 75. What's going on?
What is going on?
How good is it?
And then you see these parabolic like trend predictions where it's like a million per hex in 2025, and it's really got people thinking, because it's so hard to imagine a world where a hex is $1 million a hex.
Wow.
And
yeah, I know it is hard to imagine. Like my account only goes, I can go up to $1, and then after that, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I've been thinking this out, right? I've been playing this out in my mind, like what's going to happen. Like, okay, so this hypothetical world where where hexagons start, going from millionaires to billionaires to then trillionaires, right? Like around that time when we're around where billionaires or trillionaires, well, leading into and all that, we're going to be throwing it around everywhere. We're going to be throwing it at everything we want to have money. Like when you've got $1 billion, you just bugger, throw it away. Like give it to causes that you want to do, and GoFundMe's that you like, and friends, and you just start going like that. And you know what's going to be? It could be the greatest transfer of wealth in human history.
Well, we know that's occurring. That is a fact.
Yeah, and so when we say the greatest transfer of wealth,
hey, Jexa.
Hey,
guys. Yeah, we got Jexa on board. Here he is. How you going?
Sorry, had a few technical issues. Yeah, good. I think I'm sorted now.
It's the best of us, doesn't it?
I came back in just to hear Blue Bum saying we're all going to be billionaires.
I'll roll with that. That's all right. There's worse things. There's worse problems, isn't there?
For sure. It's been a pretty epic day, hasn't it? Or a couple of days.
Oh, week.
Amazing.
It's been relentless.
Yeah,
it has been. You just look at that chart, and then every day, I've mentioned it to a couple of people who are interested, and they're not in Hex, but they've been interested in it, and they've just been like, what? They just can't believe, because I was telling them about it when it was like a cent, and less. So, it's
what I think is great
shocking.
Is what I think is really good is there's a lot of new people that have come on board in this last few days, and they've just crushed it. It's really good to have new people come in. And I want to run through some of the stake accounts and things like that in a moment.
Yeah, let's
have these new people come on board and just go along for that ride. That's a pretty epic start to being a hexagon, I think.
Definitely. So all you guys, anyone new into Hex, if you're joining us for the first time, you're trying to get information about Hex and you're trying to learn, because it does take a while. We've all been looking at it for at least what's it been, 18, 19 months now, the launch.
Oh, even more.
Yeah. Even more. So, this is a good place to start looking at streamers and getting really nice, good little nuggets of information and learn. But hex.com is really good as well. That's what you've got, everything there. It's complete. It's paying 40% interest per annum. Who doesn't want that? 100% uptime since the start, triple audited. It's been the best performing digital asset in 2020. And it's continuing to look that way for 2021. And it's just been amazing on the chart. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, hey, Unregged, I just actually, while we're talking to new people, I was emailed by a person who I onboarded asking me about if that YouTube thing where you send Richard Hex and they'll send double back, and he was asking me if that's true, and it's like no, it's a scam. So
not today.
all those newbies, there's a scam running at the moment. They take one of Richard's videos, they play it on YouTube, and I actually haven't seen it, but they have some sort of advertisements where they say you send your hex over here, blah, 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 blah. It's a scam. Stay away from it. And Richard will never ask you for money. I think they have comments turned off as well, so that's another obvious sign. So as more and more, as Hex becomes more of a honeypot, we're going to get loads more scams.
It's not just Hex either. There was a Charles Hoskinson live stream, and literally the moment he'd finished, that a video of him was up again playing, same deal, asking people to send in ETH or Cardano or whatever they've got.
Yeah.
So yeah, it happens across all of the communities, not just isolated to Hex. Look, if someone says, send me $1 and I'll send you two, I think that's a bit of a red flag for anyone.
Yeah.
Dave 43, did you want to talk about that thumbnail? So do we do a shout out to the chat, or do you want to just discuss the thumbnail for a minute?
Shout out to the chat. Look, shout out to the chat. Hey, how you going, guys? Thanks for joining us this evening. We were just going to quickly talk about the thumbnail. It says Hex, eyes on the prize. Now, I'm going to ask the chat a question. What is the prize in Hex? Does anyone in the chat know what the prize is in Hex? Let's see. Let's see if we've got some cluey people in the chat right now. What is the prize? What are we looking for in Hex? What are we trying to accrue in Hex? There we go. Hex 101. T-shares. We have an educated group of listeners here. They know what's up. So if you're listening now and you don't know what T-shares are, it's time to start learning, because T-shares are your money maker. They are your money maker in Hex.
I would go as far as to say it's not even T-shares now. It is just shares.
Just shares.
Shares.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Because new guys coming in, or small players, you've only got a little bit to invest in. It'd be a side hustle like it is for a lot of people, and you're just a little bit tentative, and it's a learning experience. So,
having said that,
shares is a good way to look at it.
If you have a look at Chad, the Chad on the screen, he's got his eyes on
Chad.
Prize.
He's got his eyes on a different prize.
Yep. But we'll
yeah. So I think I was having a chat with someone else today, and we're talking, and we kept using the term T-shares, and we were saying, well, what happens as we get further along and people come into the system? And I think we use T-shares as a measure because that was a convenient measure when the system first started. Now that may still stay in place. I mean, there's a lot of folklore around T-shares now, but as the system progresses, we'll probably move away from using T-shares as an acronym, maybe, or as a measure. T-shares didn't exist at one stage. That was added to Hex, or the concept of it was added to Hex probably 8 months in, I think 8 to 12 months in, when that became a thing. So the T-shares weren't the main way we referred to shares in the system to begin with, and I think we'll probably revert back to talking about shares, regardless of whether you've got a full T-share or a part of, or a fraction of a T-share. It's like holding Bitcoin. Not everyone goes and buys one Bitcoin at the start. They buy a fraction of a Bitcoin.
Hey, Sammy, on the tangent.
How you going, guys?
Hey, guys. What's happening?
Hello.
Yeah, good.
Hey.
So we're just talking about main thing is you should be accruing shares, whether it's T-shares or whatever. You buy your Hex, get whatever Hex you want to get, convert that into shares by staking. Doesn't matter whether it's T-shares or B shares or whatever. That is your chance to get a stake in the system that's going to pay you interest. If it's comes down to percentages. Doesn't matter whether you've got T shares or not. It's a percentage return on what you put into the system.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is really the innovation, the stakes and the shares, the synthetic stakes and shares mechanism that mimics compound interest. It's just the performance of it is outstanding. At the moment, for their average stake length is paying 40%. So if you're new, you probably got to match you'd like to have some longer stakes that sort of match the average, because otherwise it's an inflationary or a deflation. Or the shares are deflationary. I'll let you guys explain better than I can, but yeah, you know what I mean.
So when we've got shares, what we're referring to when you've got shares in Hex, we're talking about the percentage of the staked Hex. We're talking about your percentage of the staked Hex. So that's what the shares are. You know, what percentage of the staked Hex do you have? And that's what you're fighting for when you come into Hex, really. I mean, you can just buy Hex and hold it just like any other crypto, really. But what makes Hex special is the hard lock. The hard lock. You lock it in. It's hard locked. That means it's not something you can just pull out at a whim. You make a commitment, and in return for that commitment, the contract will pay you, and it will pay you handsomely. Definitely will.
And what does it pay you for? What does it pay you for, day 43? What is that mechanism?
It pays you for the time that you stake for. So the longer that you stake, the more you're going to get. So
but what happens to the coin? They burn, they cease to exist, they come off the circulating supply, reducing the supply. And so you're effectively being paid to help the price, the number go up. And look at the way look at the Hex chart. I mean, it is just performing amazing, and it is sort of like there's no negative externalities there. So the staking class are being paid essentially for the time and via the T shares, but what that does is actually holds the price up, keeps the price going up because of the burning of the coins when you swap them for T shares.
So the way the system was designed was to allow people that don't necessarily have as much money to get into the system to make up for that by committing to longer stakes. So you can take your small amount of funds, buy your Hex, and you can stake it for 30 days. That's great. You'll get about a 12% per annum return, or APY. However, you can take that same economic energy and push that out further in time to actually magnify your gains by quite a lot. So the system's set up to allow people to participate and to make the most of the funds they're bringing into the system just by committing longer to the time frames. And most people in Hex have some really long ones out there as well, because we think they're going to be extremely valuable when we get around to ending those stakes in 15 years' time.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. It's interesting.
Haven't we seen an amazing run up, guys? Like we're hovering around that 40 cent mark, aren't we?
Yeah, what a week it's been. It's been absolutely crazy, like all-time highs every day for the last 2 weeks. Like it's just been insane.
Mr. Tangent, when do you think we'll see a pullback, mate? When do you reckon? It's been going
I guess we're kind of in one right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Or as I like to say, crash, like sarcastic crash.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The crash. 38 cents.
Hey, Tangent,
no, it's crashed all the way back down to 38 cents.
Tangent, you've been. Can I just do a little bit of a controller, because you've been streaming up a bit of a storm lately, and I just wanted to. Well, maybe we'll do this first, because we'll get to it later. But I was just you were talking about ethics and morals and integrity, compliance and character last night, and there was a few things I just wanted to sort of maybe touch on later on. But if we get time, we'll come back to it. But sure. Mate, good stream last night. I really enjoyed that. Thanks. I was up at stupid o'clock for some reason, and it was on because I was all excited about the Hex thing, and so But anyway, but I did want to talk about that because there was a few things he said I've made some notes about. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, nice, man. I'm glad I said some things that resonated with you. And yeah, I think the price chart I think is still looking good. Obviously, we've come up so quickly. What was Sammy saying, that we've new all-time highs every day? Someone tweeted out that we doubled since, like, they looked at. Someone sent me a comment saying you guys were celebrating 20 cents and posted the link to my stream where we celebrated 20 cents, and now it's 40 cents. So that was the time period of doubling from that stream, that 20-cent stream, through till now.
That wasn't so long ago.
And it just, it seems like a long time ago, but it's actually recent, right? What's this? This is 20. Yeah, so it would have been back here-ish.
So pretty.
27th of August.
Chart. I love that chart.
When was it?
Look at it.
27th of August.
About 27th of August, according to this.
Yeah, it's about a week and a half.
So about a week and a bit,
yeah.
Which is insane.
Crazy, isn't it?
And I think this really highlights something important for people who make that mistake of, oh, it's too late. I've missed the train. I've missed getting in.
That's what I get. Yeah,
some people came in a week and a bit ago and made a 2x, whereas some of the OGs who were in Hex early sometimes had to wait to do a 2x. Sometimes had to wait weeks or even months if you bought in before it going down. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I bought tops. Totally. Heaps of them. That's what I do. It's dollar cost average in. If you like, So if you think if you're new now and you're starting off and you only got little small allocated, or however you've got your fiat and you want to put it in, and when you get your pay, you put a little bit in each week, like a savings account. Just treat it like a little savings account, but it's so much better than that. And I think, yeah. So compared to a lot of people think it's risky too from the outside. They would say, oh, look, that is too risky as cryptocurrency. But in fact, to me, and this is just my personal view, that I think I'd rather have my money sitting in the crypto, particularly Hex, than I would have it sitting in the bank.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels safer. Safer in
I honestly tried to think of other assets, because obviously I'm fairly crypto heavy in terms of my net wealth portfolio allocation, and I tried a few months back, maybe longer, to think of other assets that would be worth holding. And I just honestly could not come up with anything that is not manipulated or, like every other asset class it either takes up your time or your mental real estate, is stressful, has other external risks. Crypto is just this unmatched asset class for investment that just
and that's bang on. That is bang on. And what you said too, like what you showed last night about the fact that some of the exchange platforms with the trading and the leverage, they're not getting their data from the blockchain, and that to me is like a big red flag for anyone.
Yeah. People point out that the Hex volume looks low as a percentage, but what they don't realize is all of our volume is real. When I say all of Hex's volume is real, whereas a lot of coins have that wash trading.
It's a good, honest. It's the most honest crypto in all the space. In my view, I believe that.
In Australia, over the last, I would say 30, 35 years, property has been where people have been making money in property, because things have just been, we haven't had like really a dip at all in property in Australia for the last. Well, I can't say all of Australia. I can talk about our state in Victoria, in the metropolitan Melbourne. It's just been very, very, it's just been going up nonstop. But that's actually changed over this this strange period we've had over the last couple of years, where for the first time, it's unprecedented, but I've never seen governments step in and mandate that landlords must, take a cut to the rent that they're taking, right? So now this thing that was once this golden investment in Australia has now become this thing that is a little bit more risky now.
That's a good point.
Governments can just step in now and say, hey, you have to offer a 50% discount and you don't get anything back for it, right?
That's a good point.
So
how does that rule work?
People used to think of property as being, something that you own, that property rights. It's like your property, you own it. And that is a strong demonstration that you absolutely do not own it, but they still have control over how you can use it by making a rule like that.
Hang on,
and again,
still charging
as
land
for the
tax.
greater good. Like it's always for the greater good is their reason for taking away your ability to do what you should be able to do with your things.
Hey, sorry, A43, is this a proposed law? And if so,
no, this is not proposed.
No,
this
that
already happened.
Well, and what's the actual law?
It was where they did the rent moratorium, where you couldn't kick people out for not paying rent.
Oh, okay. But that's only a...
Do you remember that?
Then could you not kick them out for not paying rent? If a tenant requested that a rent reduction, they could request 50% discount on their rent.
Whoa.
For how long?
Right? For 6 months. And then the other 50%, they could say, I can't pay it now, I'll pay it to you later. Right? Yeah. So essentially, the landlord could just be sitting there not getting any rental income.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're still getting the land tax.
Yeah.
And there were some concessions that were offered, but really it's just something that's unprecedented in Australia. So it just goes to show you that this once golden thing that just seemed untouchable, well, it's really not that untouchable, is it? We thought it was untouchable, but it's governments come in and just can control it. So it's an example of things aren't the way we thought they were.
Yeah.
I've got another example of something that's pretty extreme. Is they used to say that with superannuation, which for people who aren't in Australia, that's like your retirement fund, that sort of stuff is completely untouchable. And then later, they basically, people had divorce settlements and things like that where their super did get touched basically and taken. And like, you guys need to realize disregard what the reasoning or logic behind it is. It's just the takeaway is that it's a demonstration that these things that should be yours are not yours. And like, as in, if they don't want it to be yours, they'll just make a rule or change the rules and make it not yours. So with cryptocurrency, there's none of that. It's you are the only person that can transfer that asset.
And they're making a play for this sort of stuff as well, aren't they? They're in Australia, at least they have been. So what we've seen in the last week or so are some laws that have come into effect, have been passed at midnight when no one's awake. They're passing laws.
Well, they're not going to decide what goes in my body. I can't have you can't have a bite of my golden gay time. Hey, so can we just circle back around? So, Louis, you were talking about you had a little massage this morning, and then what? Yeah. What happened? Were you telling a story about where you were going today? What happened with this on Twitter this morning? We had a really good proof of shill there. With we found out that someone. You want to tell that one, Louis?
Well, yeah, Fred Durst, who's the lead singer for Limp Bizkit, he has like 1 million followers, and he's only following Hex, PulseChain.
I've seen that.
Get the F out.
So then it turns out, like, so the whole lot of people, we were going, I think Hexo was like, give us a follow, and I was like, oh, come on the Aussie Hexagon Late Show, and stuff like that. And then someone else in the community messaged me before, and it turns out that another member of Limp Bizkit is a Hexagon and is quite active in the
right?
Oh my god, epic!
So they've been keeping that on the down low, haven't they?
Dude, that is epic.
That is awesome. That's so cool.
Balliet Brand is up at all hours, just like scoping the YouTubes for live content and
he works hard.
They didn't drop the handle or the username for the other person from Limp Bizkit. Didn't want to say.
I mean, he's I just got a message just before, and I probably could say to him, "Hey man, are you a member of Limp Bizkit or something?" But I don't know what I'll do. I don't know.
I'll say it to him. I'll ask him. Drop his handle in our chat.
It'd be nice to get him on the show. Yeah,
I was impressed that you asked him, mate. The audacity to ask him. You don't ask, you don't receive. So good work, mate. Good work.
Yeah, you've got to ask, don't you?
Awesome. No, if you don't get it, if you don't ask.
Yeah,
definitely. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyway, so I think that was good. Sorry.
So we've had a few high profile exposures this last week. Then, so obviously you've got Fred, and then you've got Zolocost Crypto was on with Robert Kiyosaki. That was a pretty big deal as well. That was a good one to see. And it's funny. I spoke to someone. So I assume all of you guys know who Robert Kiyosaki is. Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assumed everyone did. And I was speaking to another mate who's a Hexagon. And I said, he was on with Robert Kiyosaki. He's like, who's that?
Oh.
So there's obviously a big, everyone that's involved in the investment sort of side of things or property or anything like that.
He was if you weren't interested in money, investment.
Yeah, or finance or stuff like that. Yeah, you probably wouldn't know. But it was just interesting. I just assumed it was everyone had bloody heard of him. Nice, Balliet. Cool.
Speaking of motivational speakers, there was a really good one of Wales Only streams that was
Robert Kiyosaki was in Karate Kid.
No. I found it. The Karate Kid. Yeah, motivation, definitely. Knowledge.
But that was good. You could see you could see his brain ticking over, much like the Harry Dent interview, where
we lost Jex.
Really?
No, we got you.
Yeah. But I think we lost Sammy.
Sammy, yeah.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't had a chance to talk to Sammy yet. We're not finished with you.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, so much like the Harry Dent interview, you could see they take notes. So as they're talking, they go, "Oh, okay," and they start scratching down the notes down. So it was you could see he was on the edge of his chair and he was listening intently to what was going on. So that was really good. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Balliet's got to put out to back that up.
You know what? Also, the price pumped like no one's business. Like after that as well. I don't know if
the stream was really good on the weekend too.
Sometimes the best advertisement is the price going up itself.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Is the best advertisement for sure.
So while we're on that, do you want to have a quick look at supply and demand?
Yes. Sure. Yes.
Because
tell us about what's going on in your world.
In my world, it's boring. Still in lockdown. It's boring as shit. Can't wait to get back to my life and my friends. And so hopefully, I saw all these jobs for airline jobs because I live near the airport. So I'm hoping that means that the airlines know something we don't, that we're going to get out soon. So here's hoping. They want to be open by Christmas. But we won't get out on September, maybe October, November. But hey, someone tweeted today that Stake Apps is actually more exciting than a movie. What do you reckon, Unreg Pirate? You reckon that's true, mate?
Mate, I check it all the time.
There's plenty of highlight reels, that's for sure.
I've been really enjoying it. I mean, I love it. I'll wake up. I actually don't look at it for a little while. I don't try to avoid my phone for the first sort of 30 minutes to an hour. I'll just, get ready for the day and look at my list of things. And then once you look at it, you get all excited. And then you're just like checking it every half an hour and just whatever you can. It's the first thing I open now. It's like probably the main app that I use. on the phone. It's so good. It's really good. Who would have thought that we'd have that resource that, you know, you could basically look at where you're at with your stakes and shares and everything without actually having to like log in or anything. Just pulls it straight from the blockchain. It's amazing technology. And I mean, you can't say enough good things about the Staker app, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Even the smart wallet is really good. I use the smart wallet.
Have any of you started doing the referral thing yet?
Sorry? Yeah,
have any of you started doing the referrals?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've paid for a few smart wallets to get people started and things like that.
Do you have to create a smart wallet before you can refer people?
Yeah, I think you do. I thought you did. Oh, no, you just have to log in. No, you must. You wouldn't be able to get paid.
That's true.
The process and the cost has gone right down too.
Do.
It's only about 10 to 15 bucks now.
The smart wallet.
Oh no, they could just pay straight to the Staker app. Like if you install a Staker app and then you get that ref code from that Staker app, because you can have Staker app without the smart wallet.
Don't know if it enables the ref or not. I'm not sure.
I don't think.
No, forget reference. I
don't think it's paid.
It's not very much money anyway. The ref.
No. It's it's a nice little thing though, just to have it there.
Yeah, stage thing. I think that's how I look at it. Just you know.
So should we have a quick chat about this? Yeah.
So was it 58 million? Hey.
So I get there's two things that are going to primarily drive price, not just in HEX, but in most markets. And that's obviously supply and demand. We're probably that's economics 101. So let's have a look at both sides of that equation on HEX. So available HEX in the liquidity pool across the AMMs. And we'll scroll down a little bit. So hang on, let me phrase this first. So this is a day-by-day count. And we'll go down 50 rows. So we started off, we had about 82, and then we gradually got up to about 100 million HEX in the pool and increased a little bit. So you can see we're in the hundreds a few there, but then there was a big shift just recently. So just bear with me. I want to make everyone sick. Yep. So we're consistently less than 100, but over the last week and a half, we've seen a dramatic shift where almost half of what it was. So that's pretty monumental. That means there's only that much available on the market in the AMMs for people to come in and purchase. So that obviously puts more pressure on the price going up as people come and suck HEX out of this pool and deposit their USDC into the pool. This will keep going down more and more. Now, the only way that can go up is if more people come and sell their HEX, so put that into the AMM, or putting in more liquidity, so putting more HEX in there, especially with V3. So if they're trying to do targeted liquidity or something like that, and they're putting one-sided liquidity in, then they can increase that. But what's the other side to that? So that's the supply side. Now let's just have a look at the demand side of it. Get with me while I drag that up.
Hey, thanks for the super chat. Super chat there, so, Cause D. Cheers, mate. Sorry.
Okay, so this column here is the number of stakers in the system, and I'm not sure if this is getting pulled from Staker app or where, but it seems to closely reflect that. And this is the count of number of stakers increased per day. Okay, so we're running up in days. So we're consistently getting sort of 400 on average, I guess. A few slower days where it's only a couple of hundred. A few better days where it's up to 600. So over the past few weeks, let's see how that's sort of panned out. So it was pretty consistent, and we started to get a little bit of an uptick here. So in the 7s, and then all of a sudden we just had, over the last week or so, we just had a massive boom where the demand side of it has just exploded. So I'm not sure where I'll have a quick look and see where we're sitting now, but that's been phenomenal growth to watch that, and that's definitely helped drive the price up to where it is. If this is new people coming into the system and they're buying HEX to go and stake, that's why you're seeing the effect on the the available supply of hex in the pools. And that is, and if we keep anything like this up, even in the thousands every day, that is amazing, truly amazing. So that's, we're seeing that play out in the price chart. We're seeing that demand come in and we're seeing the supply get eaten up.
Well, that's because I think it's the people are coming in, like new people are coming in because, or people from crypto already, because now's the time to buy, isn't it? Because really, they want to get the doubling of the coins on the fork of Ethereum, which is the PulseChain. So I've just had a look in Staker app, and look, I don't know where this is actually pulling this figure from, but in Staker it says 53,845. So we'll see how that pans out when the day ticks over and see how this shapes up. But it's
293.
Yeah, I don't know whether it ticks over at OTC or UTC, sorry, or what. But yeah, we'll have to check in. Do you
think that the message is getting out, Jackson? Do you think that the outbound messaging is right now, or is it actually seeing the value of it, or what's going on?
My phone, WhatsApp, Telegram has just been running hot.
Yep.
I've got people calling, and then these aren't even people I know. This is friends of friends of friends sort of stuff.
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah.
So
well done, man.
So it is. It's going. It is going viral. Starting to now. I think we can do a lot better, and it's one of those. That's that whole. That is how the viral thing works. It just goes exponential. So
I think the way that they work out. They estimate how many stakers there are. Because it looks like the same figure as on Staker app, and so what they're assuming, they take all of the addresses and they assume an average of 5 stakes, 5 addresses per person, and so
right
that's how they.
Yeah. So So this is change in total holders, and this is change. Oh, hang on. I've just gone and messed with it. So this is change in total holders, and this is change in stakers. So sorry, I misspoke there. So that's not actual stakers; that's new holders. But still, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, it's going up.
That's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting, isn't it? That and and it's I mean, come on, the use case is there, the value proposition for Hex is there, and the whole thing around it being gatekept is still an opportunity. And the buying, if you're coming in new now, you're wanting to scale into Hex, it's the same as it was. It's always trying to accumulate as much as you can and stake it. That's the best way to do it. And just start off small, and from little things, big things grow. And we've seen that. It's been incredible. Day 43. What do you reckon about that? You're still a bit in shock over the last sort of week and things like that. You couldn't see this.
A few weeks ago, Blue Bum was like talking about how he just was feeling a little bit like I can't remember what words you were saying, Blue Bum. You were saying you felt a little bit like confused or disorientated, or it was just like it was hard to like absorb what was going on. And I've been feeling like that the last few days. It's really hard to absorb it, just to fathom what exactly what's going on with this, with this thing in the last 6, 7, 8 months, just since New Year's, since Big Payday and onwards. Yeah. I can absolutely see why people, are attracted to it. Like I can see, even without knowing about it, you see this amazing price appreciation, and it just draws you in.
That's right.
It draws me in, and I've been watching it the whole time. So
get some skin in the game.
Hey, Jack, while we've got this chart up, can we look at the buy orders and sell orders? Please?
You're talking on Uniswap, the liquidity, is that what you're referring to? Or
yeah.
Give me a second. Just give me a sec. I'll just quickly stop the share and find that for you.
No worries. Unricked pirate.
No. Stop it. Give me I want to see my ugly mug. Come on. See what? Oh, get out of it, Dave. He's in there, back of there. Get out of it, you mate.
Easy.
Gremlins, folks. We like to have a bit of fun too, you know. Like we did. I know Hex is a financial product, and but you know, like crypto space has got quite an interesting subculture, and that's why we got. You know, I was down at Coles the other day, and I remember when we used to learn things by reading books. We didn't have computers. I got the National Geographic. Look at that, pirates. I'm reading about it. It's quite interesting. Shipwrecks, conquests, and their lasting legacy. Just reading, you know, like interesting stuff. But you can only get that. That's the old school way of doing it. Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, this comment that you featured, I can explain, or I can comment that it does sometimes happen like that, where something that you actually predicted and believed was going to occur can still surprise you when it does occur. Now that sounds weird, like it sounds counterintuitive, but it's real.
I think, well,
that's what I'm feeling.
If you rewind a couple of weeks, we all made predictions, and I think most of those have been
smashed,
blown out of the water.
Oh, terrible.
Where is that prediction?
Yeah, mine, I think I was on the conservative end, so I got smashed first, guys.
So I'm happy to concede on that one.
I live my life. Low expectations is how you avoid disappointment. You know, you keep your shit conservative.
You got them there, Tangent. The guesses. Are we all being smashed?
Oh, you want me to grab them? I'll grab them. One sec.
Because I know I'm out. You're out.
Mine was right. I was on the money there right up until
Sammy. You were so bearish.
33.
I know. I'm embarrassed.
Should we just?
Sorry.
Should we just show that graph where it's showing what the Hex price in 2024, 2025 will be? It was in the Hex audit in Telegram, and I think it's the one that's really challenging our imaginations.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
$1 million one or the?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. Hang on.
All right, I'll So if you guys want to let that screen through, this has got all the price guesses on it. And so JFK was 40. So remember that technically the cutoff time hasn't occurred yet.
No.
Because the deal was priced before Pulse mainnet launch. Now, I mean, I would argue that the launch got delayed by more than what any of us would have predicted.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Yeah.
We're still. I think Richard said maybe another 2 months from now or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
So, whereas at the time we thought it was 2 months max from where we were, but regardless, a bet's a bet. So, and that was the rules.
So who's out?
So we stick to the rules.
Who's still
just put across the guys out that are out.
So let's see. So
Wales and JFK are doing well.
Wales, Wales had quite a wide range. He said 35 to 50, so he's still in. JFK's still in. Day 43. Oh, you baller! You are in. Day 43 is in and looking good. Looking protected.
Original
60 organic was 45. Maybe I should have actually made these in order. I'll do that after the stream.
And original 77, they're both in.
Yep.
And then you've got Baseline there and Bearded Saint. They're in as well. Kinetics is out.
The thing is, sorry, they're in. They are in.
Yeah. Kinetics is out because
below that are people who their guesses came in much, much later, so that it's kind of a little bit unfair because they would have had quite a lot of additional data and information from Richard about the delays and stuff like that. So that's why I've put dates next to these guys' names. So Kinetics and Bree. Actually, this one here. These ones were long-term predictions, really. End of year, long-term, end of 2023. And so, look, we'll keep Kinetics in, even though that was made on, that was a very recent, that was only just over a week ago.
I actually thought that meant that he thought it was going to be 56 cents by the 26th.
No. Sorry. I should have made that clear. This was the date of the guess.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, it's amazing. Like, I think we'd be real moon boys, but like, we're actually like really underestimated, didn't we?
Yeah. I thought that these were very moonish. I thought everything that was over 33 cents was moonish.
Well, it just goes to the point that what I always say is that 90% of the time I'm wrong when it comes to predicting price, and that's why I don't do trading.
So at the time,
my coins to stake them.
At the time, the price was 13.6 cents when we were making these guesses.
With 3x.
That was an incredible uptick, wasn't it? I mean, there's just the rise of HEX like that has been amazing.
We basically 3x. Bang.
Just absolutely bonkers.
And it hasn't even announced the testnet. Hey, do you want to put that other graph on Unrec or day 43?
Yep.
So this is the one that really challenges our imagination. Because if you follow that line, it just hits an absolutely incredible high.
That's ungodly. It's ungodly.
Money. By
$971,000
within three years. Like, it's just so much money that it's like, how does that work? What's like, in what world does that happen? And
it's Richard Hart's vision. It's Richard Hart's vision to make you whales. So
yeah.
And then once you've been in power that way, you can't use the excuse that you're like a broke pleb and you can't go anywhere or do anything anymore. So you can't use that excuse anymore. You have to actually step up, do something with it. So I don't know what that's going to be. These are the challenges, aren't they? But
that gets out of hand pretty quick, doesn't it? That line.
Yeah.
Because it's like halfway up, it's only at about $14 or something.
Is there a vacuum cleaner in the background? And is there a little bit of chatter?
There's a printer that's just cranking up in my office, but I think it's done.
No worries.
Yeah, it really ratchets it up. Like, it really goes exponential towards in that second half, doesn't it?
Yeah,
this is a log scale, yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit that
it is.
It does pain me to have made a prediction that I thought was good, that was price positive, that was pro HEX, and then to get smashed by it and find out that HEX actually outperformed it. It's like you're not supporting the project like you should, You're
not bullish enough, man.
Not bullish enough on something that you genuinely believe in.
And the thing is that the price seems so steady up there. Like, it doesn't feel like there's not going to be a blow off top or anything like that.
Oh yeah, when it pulls back, it's like only a few cents max.
Yeah,
it hasn't had any it hasn't had any drastic down moves. Yeah. That's a good point. Real stable.
Hey guys, are we following that random line that we love that Richard made?
Well, that's it pretty much.
Is that the random line? Are we on it?
I don't know if that's the same line.
Well, I thought it was. Well, not the same person didn't draw it, but I think it's like, it was like when Richard did his dollar one, when he extended that line out, it went to 1 million by 2025 or 2024 or whatever. So this one is a different one, but it's still just like these astronomical amounts within 3 years.
Oh well.
Even 3 years from now.
Why do you get it? Why else do you get into crypto? Like, it's outsized gains. I mean, it's a good play. I mean, a small player can come in and do well for himself or herself if they invest wisely and they get into the right channel. And the only game in town, as far as I'm concerned, is the HEX. It's the best performing asset. It's the best crypto. The rest of them, I mean, I could rattle through the whole top 30 and just go nah, and explain it to people that way. That's in my sort of layman's way of doing it. But and it's just once you find or discover HEX and how good it is, everything else just pales in comparison. Yeah, it really does.
I agree
because,
with you, Greg Dwyer. It's the best. Yeah.
I underestimated how good the technology is, how actually good Hex is. It is better than good. I mean, it's amazing. It's an innovation. It's a true innovation that the world has never seen before.
Just out of interest, off that chart, can you pick where the $118 mark is from a date point of view, guys? What would you estimate?
118.
Yeah.
I would say that it's it's late 2022.
Okay. Can you put my screen up? So this was the spreadsheet that we were dealing with last week. Let me just see if I can zoom in a bit.
I can only do veggie mass. I can't do advanced.
So this one had 118, 17th of October 2022.
Wow.
So that must be.
Let's see if we keep doubling on average in the same number of days we have been. Yeah. It's if you follow the pattern. But also this pattern might be bearish as well because it's still so small and unknown. Like, if it really gets viral and like massive network effect, it's going to be even quicker than that.
Yep. I'll put this sheet out for anyone that wants it now. I've had a chat to the guy that created it, and we tweaked a few numbers on it today as well, just to get the Bitcoin and Ethereum multiples correct. So we had all these figures. They were sort of just chucked in. I hadn't really checked them, so we made a point of going over and checking all those today. So Ethereum from ICO, which it launched at 31 cents, to pretty much price it today, had a 13 doublings over 6 years, or a multiple of 12,580. Bitcoin, we took all-time low, and to current day price, what's that?
5,700,000.
5,200,000. That's X.
That's X.
I thought it was actually more than that, but could be wrong. So that's 22 doublings over 11 years. And Hex, from our all-time low to current day, 7,000X, with 12 doublings over 20 months.
Bloody hell.
So get your FOMO pants on and go and get some Hex quickly.
Yep.
So we're about three times quicker than ETH.
Stake it yesterday.
Yeah. Yep. So that's and look, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like we haven't even got started yet.
Yeah, we're just getting out of the driveway.
Yep.
I got the party lights going. Look at me party lights. Look at
that. I don't know if you guys felt it over the last.
See the party lights.
That's getting better and better. You keep adding more to that scene each week, don't you? Now it's kicked it.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. We don't want to give our viewers an epileptic fit.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys felt this, but over that last week, it felt like there was a big shift. Like that growth, the user growth count felt more palpable. Like you could feel the energy in it, and the price shift. Well, I think everyone felt that. So yeah, maybe that's that network effect starting to kick in.
Yeah.
And so many more Twitter accounts. My God, they're just appearing out of nowhere. I can't keep up. You know.
Yeah, and a lot of Bitcoin kind of people and stuff. Hey, I've been noticing.
Oh well, be kind to others. Give them a hand. Help people out. I know the Hexicans are always willing to. Help others
I'm so impressed by people. I'm so impressed by people who have the ability, have the humility to change their mind.
Yeah.
When presented with evidence.
True. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
I think there is still going to be a few that have dug such a deep trench for themselves and cost their subscribers untold gains that they will never promote it. it'll be really hard for them to, and the longer they leave it, the harder it gets.
Yeah,
I speak to people and they say, a lot of people are, I'm just generalizing here, but they say, oh no, money doesn't matter to me that much. I'm like, really? Because all I do is think about it all the time. So I don't know.
Yeah,
so,
I think
it's just like everyone's like there's millions of different people. Everyone's different. So like, come on. It's just that
I think when you don't have to think about it all the time, that's a big shift in your health.
I think the question you need to ask them, Unrect, is say, yeah, that's fine if you don't care, like that you don't really mind whether you have money or not. But if you've got two scenarios that are identical, other than the fact that in one of them you've got more money than the other scenario, which one are you going to choose? People will always choose the one with more money. Like, as in, it's not that they're money hungry or that money's like really meaningful in their life, but why would you pick the scenario with less money?
Yeah,
it's not even about being. It's not even about being supremely wealthy. It's about being financially free, where you can wake up in the morning and not have to feel the stress of, oh, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to feed the kids? How am I going to do X, Y, Z, just to bloody get along in life?
Budget,
and if you can take that stress off of someone, that has a big impact on society.
100%.
It does. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. It's like you don't have to worry about, like I'm still trying to switch off that spendthrift mindset. Like I'm always been like, because it was kind of like, maybe it's a bit of a like a phobia or a fear. You never like to go like, stony broke. It's the worst thing, especially when you're running a business and you're just like holding things together with paper clips and rubber bands to keep and when the cash flow stops, that's it. It's like the whole thing sort of shuts down or stops until you get it back going again. Trying to get the lawnmower started. But anyway, those days are finished for me. But
so crypto is one of those spaces, and it's not just Hex. This is crypto in general. That this space has the ability to. I think someone before was saying a generational change in wealth or something. I think that was you, Bluey. I honestly think that crypto is affecting that, and we probably won't see the kick-on effect of that until a little bit further down the road.
Yeah. Hey guys, we are looking at a website called lookintohex.com, and this is a chart that shows us the Hex performance versus ETH performance, or ROI, I should say, from launch. And you can see that the green one is ETH and the pink is Hex. And you can see that from launch, Hex is outpacing ETH's ROI performance. So that's pretty eye-opening. That's pretty eye-opening. Now, there's another chart that we've got for BTC as well. So if you have a look at this one, we can see that Hex is not only is it beating Ethereum ROI, it's also beating BTC's ROI from launch. I mean, look at it.
So we talk about 7,000x and things like that. Is that just because normally we measure from the all-time low, and this is adjusted for that?
I wish I could tell you. I just reckon the chart is amazing.
What's it called?
That's what I think it is because they're starting off at, because we started at a higher price, then fell back to our low.
Yep, and you can see that there.
Yeah. So I think that's why it's a bit different to what we all talk about, and with the 7,000x.
Yeah, but that's right. But you can see that they're starting at the same point. This one goes down.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I was looking at the same chart the other day and going, well, hang on, haven't we done 7,000x? But that's the reason why. It's just from a different. You go.
Just looking at this, I mean, it's looking pretty amazing, isn't it? I mean, I wonder whether it will ever dip down beneath the BTC or it will just hover above it.
I think we've got a lot more exponential before we start to roll over and have a chart that looks like Bitcoin's. Like that line that Tangent just drew, that big exponential curve that he drew on the other chart, you draw that out on Bitcoin, and it's more of a logarithmic one where it starts off like that and then it rolls back over like a big S curve. Where we've got a long way to go before it turns into that S curve.
No, the thing about the Bitcoin price is that because there's leverage trading all over the place, that all of that leverage trading really kind of cascades price downwards when it goes down. So I think it's like not having margin trading on top of Hex means it's not going to have that kind of those big dumps for long periods of time.
Yep. Yeah, it just amplifies those dumping periods, doesn't it? Because like you say, you get that waterfall cascade effect where it just keeps taking the next level out and the next level out, and it's brutal. It is brutal when you see that happen, and I don't know why people still do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, everyone, stay away from leverage. Just don't
stay away from trading. Don't even go near leverage trading.
Honestly, just throw the money out the window. You'll have more fun.
That's it.
Yep.
What was that?
I really like that Richard Hart quote when he was like, "You might as well just throw the money out the window because some of it might blow back in." Like you've got more chance of not losing everything just throwing the money away. Hey, can I read you guys out a quote? If you claim that Hex is a scam, cite your sources with real-life events that took place. If you are claiming to know of a future scam coming to Hex, then why did your crystal ball miss the first 6,000x?
That's gold. Oh, dear.
Who can we attribute that one to?
That one's Hexcellence at Bank of Moon.
Nice.
So at Bank of Moon's the handle.
Nice. Pay that one.
That is
put a
gold.
picture of these Hex Trucker caps here. See these Hex Truckers caps? I got these.
Nice.
They're looking pretty sharp, mate.
Nice. Tick of approval from Bitfinesse. He's like, he's been looking for the truckers cap, and he's because he's a trucker. You know what? Bitfinesse. Everyone, shout out to Bitfinesse. Yep. Yeah, it looks like the world is getting smaller. Because I bumped into a Hexagon in real life about a week or so ago. Down there. Remember that? Yeah, no. He came on our stream. Remember that? Remember Bluey that and Day 43 in the early days we had and he's got his own YouTube, Black Dot Chronicles.
Oh yeah.
I bumped into him. Yeah, I got bumped into him. He's
randomly.
Yeah, just randomly. At the ATM,
man. ATM.
All places. Yeah.
Trying to get some more money fixed.
We had a good old chat. Yeah, it was good.
That's where you meet Hexagons at ATMs.
I sure do.
It's funny.
But yeah.
And how was he? Was he good? Is he all good?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good. I think he said he was he's heading back to the States. To see his mum and things like that. But I said, why would you leave? But yeah, he's been busy. He's got it all happening. So he's and of course he's in. It's like say you start off small in Hex and you just build up, and then you see that like we've seen the 12 or 13 doubling so far, and you just seen the chart. Like the performance of it is, I mean, it's outperformed Bitcoin and ETH. So if that trend continues, we've got the data there to support that. Yes, it will, but we don't. None of us have a crystal balls. We don't know the future. There's no expectations and things like that in Hex. It's just you and code. You want to be your own bank. It's really simple, and you can keep it simple. You can get right into the game theory like we do, and that's why we bring all you guys. That's why I need sort of your expertise around me, because I'm very sort of like I don't know, a little bit try to simplify things. So like I was explaining it to a child when I'm talking to people face to face, but I can't help get a little bit sort of enthusiastic and passionate about it when I get to talk to people, because I got to do that today as well to a stranger, and he's like, I'm going to buy some right now. So nice. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get mixed up when I try to, if I get sort of go off on a little bit of a tangent and try to explain some of the technicalities, I get lost. And whereas I notice like on the streams like Motley Investor, Ballet Brand, those guys can explain the technicalities in a way that's when you hear them say it, you go, oh yeah, that's what I was trying to explain.
I think we've got a lot of information we've internalized, and you've got to be careful not to just spew up on someone.
It's big data loads, and it's like it goes in one ear and out the other. Yeah.
And I was sending a tweet out the other day where I said I think I made a mistake the other day trying to help someone, and my enthusiasm and my eagerness to try and get them to a point quickly because I could see an opportunity probably put them off because they thought, oh, hang on, this is too pushy and there's something doesn't feel right, or it feels like a MLM or something like that.
I often hear things come out of my mouth where I'm like, wow, if I heard that before I knew about crypto, I would be like, this is definitely a scam. Do you know what I mean? It's like too good to be true, too much excitement. you know what I mean? And I have to, and so what I do in those situations is I quickly identify it, like I verbally admit it to them. I'm like, look, I know that actually sounds quite, ridiculous. Too good to be true sort of thing. But here in crypto, I can explain why that is not the case.
My oldest friend finally bought some Hex and staked it. And still his rationale for doing it was, it's just like buying a Tats Lotto ticket, really, isn't it?
Yeah, one that actually makes you win.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the justification that he wants to use, then it's not the same, but it's, I mean, maybe if it's the attitude that he requires to get in, then that's a good thing.
Yeah,
but the difference is the difference is to do with the statistical probability of the success and the risk reward ratio that in a lotto ticket. In a lotto ticket, it's almost guaranteed downside risk of 100% with a very low statistical probability that you will get the high upside return.
Yep.
Yep. And we've seen some of those outsized gains. People just go and put their money into these poker machines. It's the reverse. So they're designed to actually just chew the money.
Takes up their time and money.
Yeah.
It's the worth of both.
If you rewind,
guys, can I just jump in and say thanks to Hex Machine for the super chat and thanks for the kind words,
all the
buddy,
support of the guys.
Yeah, because the words you have just said here, these words are what make us feel good about what we're doing. So don't underestimate what like these kind comments do for us. They really make us want to persist with this sort of thing. Thank you.
It is a big deal, it is a big deal. So much appreciated. I know that Hex Machine's been tuning in, and all the Hexicans tuning in, and it wouldn't be the same without you. I know everyone's time's important, and you are important. You are the network. So, and it's great to see so many people coming in now that we're on the Discourse Syndicate and enjoying the conversations that we have. We do appreciate each and every one of you, and thanks for joining us every week and supporting us. So the Hex, we'll just get the word out.
Just following along that line about new people coming in, if you went back 20 months, did you all in, and I don't want to know how much you put in or whatever, but did you all in, or did you just dip your toe in the water and test this thing out? And it's taken you, or all of us here, it's taken us months, a year more to get supremely comfortable with Hex and what it is and how it works. And I know when I started, I was just chucking in little bits, and obviously as you grow and you understand what it's all about, it's a different story. But everyone's got to go through it. Everyone's got to go through that same journey, I think. You've got to test the waters, and I've got good friends that are different. They trust me implicitly, and they were happy to go on my advice. But people that don't have that real deep trust in you, and you're telling them about this, they have to go on their own journey.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, everyone has to go on their own journey. And,
that's right. But do you want to? What can you say to that? Like I must admit, I was fortunate enough to sort of like, I think I got it really early, and it was like I wouldn't let it go, and it was thanks to Richard Hart, because for some reason, just I could see that there's just lots of little nuggets within all the streams that he does, and there was just some things there that were just like you could see that he was authentic. You could see that he cared, and you know.
Why do you think others couldn't though, Unwrecked? Why do you think some of the biggest personalities in the place couldn't see that? Are they just that jaded?
I think I have an answer for that.
First impressions or something like that. I don't know. They didn't.
I think sometimes your that PTSD from being an OG, where you've seen think of the number of projects that OGs have seen come into the top 10 and then just get absolutely wrecked. Ones that everyone is saying is legit. And at the time, it's like blue chip crypto. And now, I mean, I could give you examples, but I won't. And they're just not even top 100. And so when you see that happen over and over and over again, it does make you sort of tread quite carefully going in too large on any new project. But that was a whole nother level of vitriol that came out from those people. Oh yeah, sorry. There was a massive difference here. I'm more just talking about the mindset on entry of someone who was keen or was thinking, yeah, I'm keen to go in on this, but the reason why they might not.
Oh totally.
As they should have, or as they would have wanted to now with hindsight.
Yeah, no, I was more addressing Unrec's comment about like we seen something in Richard in terms of his brutal honesty. And the truth he was talking and putting it out there. So how do people get their wires so crossed where we see him do a stream like that and take it as genuine, where others look at that and think he's just egotistical, full of shit? Like how can it be such a
it's very polarizing.
Well, for some people, it's because they see themselves as very high status, and that they have made, especially if they've been a public figure who's been making all of these statements about this and that. And then someone like Richard comes along who used to be on their side, but then completely flipped and is very challenging to them. Like, actually, you know what? There's a number of reasons why Richard triggers people. Like, from his openly talking about his sexuality to like telling the truth. Like they were triggered by that. That they were triggered by the fact that people were he was talking about the price going up. That was the thing you're never allowed to talk about. You're never allowed to say this is the aim of this coin.
Yeah. But I learned so much. Like it was like a crash course education. Like that, money. It was better than anything that I feel like my learning was accelerated past the rest of. I wasn't jaded by the fact what you were saying, Tangent. That once you get sort of wrecked, I had lost a bit of money on lots of different ventures and things before, and it's not a nice feeling. But I hadn't been in. I was a greenhorn. I was a noob. And it was like, heck, like, I don't know, I've heard you talk about this, Tanya. It was like your first, you love Bitcoin, you never let it go. It's your first coin, Hex was like my little, I just loved it, like a little baby. Or something like that. I don't know, man. You could just want it.
That is very fortunate for you.
So yeah.
Hey man, that's
like you're gonna be like those childhood sweethearts. When like you just instant marriage, like just stay together forever. Like no, you know what I mean?
You're going to have a lot of little hexicans.
I'm retired from that. I'm retired now. I've done all the practice as well. I'm not interested in that.
No. I'm only using it as an analogy. I'm only using it as an analogy in terms of like the first one that you meet is the one that you just stick with.
Yeah, like that.
Like childhood sweethearts that end up getting married. Yeah.
Tangent, your mic.
Happy days.
That golden mic that you have there, I think you can give D-Raj a run for his money, mate.
Well, I didn't know. So I saw that video that Markable Thoughts made called the golden mic, and I didn't realize someone else also had a golden mic until I saw that video. So there's someone else in Hex that also has a golden mic.
Yeah.
So I bought this mic for a specific purpose. It was for a costume party thing that we were doing. So and then I thought it would look cool on stream. This is actually not the mic that I'm talking in through right now. This is like, it's got no XLR cable.
It's a dummy.
It's just it's a real mic.
You've blown the illusion.
No, it's a real mic. I always want to be honest and transparent. So on my stream, I do tell people fairly often.
Is that your background?
So the real mic that I'm using, because I found that this one, it's too, like, you'll hear like the p and the s sounds, and it depends how close my face is to the mic, where I've got a HyperX that's just in front of that. I'll see if I can hold it. So this HyperX is what is actually taking my voice right now. And did you see that it goes through pulse and hex colors?
Yeah, that's what Randy has one of those as well. Yeah.
So but this one's really good in terms of just picking up the voice without like stuffing it up. It's a much better mic for streaming with. But this one just looks so cool on stream, you know?
Yeah. I've got to say, I am heartbroken, man, that mic's not actually plugged in.
Oh. You know, look, I did a couple of streams where I actually did have this plugged in through my decks and a mixer, and the sound quality it was not as reliable as using the HyperX. So I did try to genuinely use it as my streaming mic, and it just didn't work.
I've got one of those golden mics, those Durage golden mics, but it's pink.
When Hex $1, every streamer should have a golden mic. Mandatory. Yes.
Why not?
All right.
Why not?
Let's do that. Hey, we've got top hats out before, so golden mics is
I heard
the
the
next
DS
step up.
Network is going to buy us golden mics. That's what I heard.
Oh, they better.
All these super chats.
Just on that day 43, I collected some of the DS artwork, and I had a look at it, and the pirates and that. Oh well, I got the artwork off Kinetics, and I've forwarded that to my supplier, which, by the way, it's a what do you call it? Fair use because it's not like we're not doing it for
like non-commercial.
Yeah, we're just doing it for the same with these hats. By the way, we're going to just I've got a few. They're just samples and things like that. It's the Hex logo is actually trademark. You can't use it to be aware of that. There is copyright on that stuff. But yeah. Look, we're gonna get a few of the DS Syndicate shirts made up for all you guys, and maybe do some giveaways at some stage as well, just to sort of promote Hex and the DS Discord Syndicate Network. But I noticed that one of the shirts has got it's got RG3, it's got Kinetics, and it's got Litecoin Moses on the front. So we need to put our heads together and do some artwork for the late show.
If there's any graphic artists, if there's any graphical artists in the chat.
Awesome. Sammy's does awesome shit.
Yeah, we can use that. Sammy's memes.
We need a late show shirt.
Should we talk about memes? The Hex memes.
Hey,
Sammy, you want to talk about those?
Before we do that, can I pitch you guys a question? On Twitter, someone asked, what is the requirement to be a Hexican? And it was like a poll. And I said, like, no requirement if you're involved in the community. Like, you don't even have to hold Hex to be a Hexican. Like, being part of the community makes you a Hexican. And someone replied saying, in his opinion, you need to be minimum 90% staked, and you have to not trade the coin, like only hold. And I said, well,
that's a hard line.
I personally fail both of those requirements because I trade Hex, and I also am not. I'm like 60-something% staked. And so I said, so I've been in since day one. My Twitter and my YouTube are basically practically all Hex, Hex focused. But by your classification, I fail both legs of your test to be a Hexican. So obviously I disagree with that categorization that he's set. But I would be interested to hear your thoughts on what does it take to be a Hexican.
Unrex.
That was interesting. What was that? Can you just put that back
Sammy,
up?
I think you might be muted.
Come on. You're gonna throw me under the bus there, day 43. What do I think?
What do you think it takes to be a Hexican?
Oh, look, it takes all sorts. It's all everyone's welcome. I don't, come one, come all. I don't think there's any sort of like, Mickey Mouse badge for it or anything like that. There probably is. I'm probably just having a bit of a mental slip there, because like you could say like, yeah, some staking, but like that's the great thing about Hex, is that you can play the game that's the best way for you. And if you want to taste that financial freedom that Hex can do, you've got to do your time. It's the monetization of the time. It's the staking. It's the good behaviors of, like, you run the code, you sign the smart contract, you complete it. If you don't, it's carrot stick. Is that what does it mean? You've got it in your wallet.
Tangent, you're clearly a tier 3. You're clearly a tier 3 hexagon.
No. I don't think there's different levels. I don't think there's different levels.
Hang on, is 3 better than 1, or does it go the other way?
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, which way around?
Only 100% staked hexagons, they're tier 1.
Do you know what? I almost replied to this guy saying, hey, do you want me to take all my unstaked hex and market sell it on the market, crash the fucking price, and then I'll be 100% staked, and then will I be a real hexagon in your eyes then? But I didn't say it. And I would have only been joking.
No, you just did.
Twitter?
No, but as in, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, as in,
yeah, I know.
It's another way of highlighting that it's nonsensical.
Yeah.
Because if I'm diamond handing some unstaked hex, that's better than me just market dumping it. You know what I mean?
So hexagon is a spectrum. I've got friends that don't fully understand all the T-shares and all the mechanics behind it, and they wouldn't even have a clue about smart contracts or anything like that, but they've got a stake wrap in their wallet and they're loving the ride, and they're hexagons. Then you've got other guys that are hardcore, really understand the code. So I don't think there's any one definition. I think if you hold a couple of hex and you're involved, then you're a hexagon.
Willingness to learn, contribute to this community, and
what I find is a lot of people come in not knowing much, but as soon as they start to understand the staking and delve into it a little bit more, then that's when things change. They see a few reality checks in their wallet.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's good. It's good fun. Like we've got private chats with all my mates, and it's all banter all going on all the time. Yeah, it's good fun.
I think Sammy's been trying to talk, but like her mic volume is like maybe a lot lower than ours, so we keep talking.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we can now.
Yeah, I was muted before, but I'm not muted now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted you to know that we weren't talking over the top of you deliberately. I think I could see your lips moving, and then I was like, "Shit, you're trying to talk, but it was no sound."
I was gonna say,
what do you think, Sammy?
With hex, as long as you hold hex, you're a hexagon. That's plain and simple. There's no rules, and that's what's beautiful about the community. Very open-minded. There's no boss. And the community is very welcoming. So, anything goes really. But I was gonna say, Tangent, that microphone's about as real as your girlfriend.
He's got a blow-up.
The one that wants you to buy NFTs, the bitch.
My VR girlfriend's not around at the moment, but I've got a VR hater behind me.
Oh, is that? I was looking at him before.
This one's a VR hater.
Punches in my sex.
I use it as motivation. I let him just stand there, just giving me dirty looks and shit, just being a hater, and it just motivates me to progress and succeed even more.
I love it. It's so cool.
Blue Bum, have you given your hexagon definition?
I think when I saw that, I voted on that poll, and I think I said my quick just reaction vote was if you've staked hex.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, actually, that's probably.
Look, I don't want to get into. You call yourself whatever you want. Everyone call themselves whatever they bloody want. You know what I mean? But I kind of figure. Yeah, I kind of figure that if you're just holding it liquid, you're looking to dump it. And if you staked, it's a little bit more. I believe in this for the long term a bit more. I guess
that is a pretty fair statement.
Yeah.
What about older people?
But then you're making an assumption.
The boss.
you're making an assumption about someone else's intention based on the fact that they've got it liquid. So I think it really does. After hearing everything that everyone said, I've refined my definition. And controversially, I don't even think you need to hold any hex at all. My definition of being a hexagon is simply believing in the project. And so
no, it's a product, finished product.
You believe in the product. You believe in the product. So you're basically pro hex and at least think nice things about it and maybe also say nice things about it. I think that makes you a hexagon. You don't even need to own any, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just that's just my definition.
You don't even need to own any.
I have to draw a line in the sand here, Tangent. I have to draw a line in the sand, buddy.
Day 43, you reckon you have to own some?
You're going to own some hex. You're going to stake some hex. I don't care.
You've got to have a stake as well. So you can't even.
You're going to have a stake. Yeah, because holding hex is just having hex in your wallet. You could just have like any coin, but when you're staking hex, you actually believe in the power of this smart contract. What it is, it's decentralized finance. It's doing something that's never been done before, right? So that's
I'm glad that everyone's disagreeing with me. Chat is ripping me to shreds. Chat is absolutely destroying me. They're like, get out. You're out.
Hey, he's not as bad as Bitcoin, mate.
I have to stick up for Tangent is a dyed-in-the-wool hexagon.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Tangent
is. We wouldn't leave you behind, mate. No way.
No, we love you.
We got you back. Hey, don't worry, mate.
Having said that, what about the older hexagons? Like, for example, my mum, who's 71, God bless her soul, and she says she's too old to stake. So
she has an excuse until Pulse. When Pulse comes out,
that's excuses.
It. Yeah. You stake for a week at a time. I don't care. There's like no excuse anymore.
When Pulse comes around, if you aren't using that liquid hex, it should be staked. If you're not yet, if everything's not staked on Pulse, it's in your wallet. At least for a bloody day, you're crazy. Like the fees will be cheap. you want to be dragging in all that interest you can.
I can give Mama Sammy Chica a pass until Pulse comes out. Okay,
I'll kill it for a pass.
and I'd just like to say, Sammy Chica, you haven't been teaching her very well if she's not staking.
Oh,
you need to get on that.
Hey, don't forget, we're in lockdown, so every visit it's a sneaky one. So,
not anymore. You've just admitted it to the whole world.
But even with all my friends who want to get into hex, like, oh no, you need to show me. So I'll send them all that stuff. I said, read up on it. As soon as we're out of lockdown, we'll sit down and we'll go through it. And I've been telling them for months and months and months, and now they're interested, like everyone else here.
Yeah. T-Bird says have a hex tattoo on your forehead.
So it's a very broad church, and you might say, in other words, and we take all comers in hex, and you are the network, and that's what it is.
Should we have a look at when we're going to get to 45 cents?
Yay!
Yes. We haven't had a.
Well, day 43 and I had a moon arrow that went straight up to 45 cents. It would have been around the time of this stream, wasn't it? Day 43, because it was like an 11-hour time prediction. But obviously we had a little.
Actually, sometime this morning, I think it should have happened, but unfortunately it didn't. But that's okay. I mean, it was a very moon. It was a moon boy prediction.
Yeah,
so, time frame.
So I reckon
I got carried away.
Within 1.5 days, we might get a break up to 45 cents. So what you can see on the screen at the moment is we're coiling in this ascending triangle. Usually you break sort of three quarters of the way along to the apex. So anywhere sort of in this sort of zone here. And when you break, you usually, that's how you take a measured move. So that's probably, I'm a little bit probably out on that one. So let's see if we can just tighten that up a little bit. Get that up about there. So maybe 45, maybe not. Maybe, oh yeah, no, that's still 45, just under. Yep, so that would be pretty reasonable to expect that. Not financial advice.
Jackson, you're a man of many talents. I'm impressed, mate. You're a man of many talents. It's very good.
You know what we could do, guys? We could have a segment where every week we predict the hex price for next week, and then
nice.
And then we can see who the leaders are.
Need to do that.
We can see who's done the best.
And Nomics AI has a 1 week out prediction as well, so we could have the Nomics AI prediction and then each of our predictions.
Yeah.
Great idea. Oh look at that.
Set it up.
Down here for dancing up
and that's your segment.
We could we could actually open it up to a whole lot of people if they want and have like a league.
Yeah, as I was going to say, we could take a couple of crowd suggestions along the way from the chat.
Should we start the tradition this week?
Yeah.
We've got
to do a week out, do we?
Yeah.
So we make the prediction on stream when we're streaming for the following week.
So it's like straight out of our backside, is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's so you and I can use CA and everyone else.
I think I might go with the one just straight at my ass. Otherwise, if I get it wrong all the time, it's not going to be a good look.
I'm pretty sure that most will be wrong 95%
guys
of the time.
In the chat,
Richard Hart said so. I believe him.
Guys in the chat, feel free to put your
predictions. Throw your numbers up.
Who's taking notes? Tangent, bro?
So this is by next week, is it? That's what we're looking at.
Say that again, Sammy. Yeah, 1 week. It's like, so we do stream to stream, so that on the next stream we can check out, we can check to see who was right or who was closest, and make the predictions for the next one.
They're going sick in the chat. They want to give us.
The chat is going nuts.
Who put that there?
So maybe
$10. Get it off. Hey, I could have some more family members.
Hey, why not both?
This is not about my personal life.
That's a false binary choice because it doesn't have to be $10 for that.
But are you taking all these predictions down, Tangent?
Oh, do you want me to handle these guesses as well? I'll put them in the same.
Hang on. Do you want me to write them? Do you want me to write them down? I've got a.
We might have to take.
You do it unranked. You've got a pen there.
Yeah, I've got a pen here.
You've got a feather pen. Whoa.
Ooh. You're not going to be able to take
really
all. You've got 160 people watching. That's a lot of frost predictions.
So maybe we shouldn't have opened it up to the chat, though. This is hectic. People are smashing it.
We didn't really think that through.
Is there a way that you guys can just save the chat so that you don't have to actually write them all down?
Yes.
There's a way to do that.
So maybe just export the chat and then.
Yeah, you can do that.
I think we should give Blue Bum some work to do, given it was his job.
What do you mean? He's
unranked
playing the lid on the scoop on the Limp Bizkit scoop. Look at him. He's actually asked the dude from Limp Bizkit to come on our show. Take some balls, mate.
Yes, that would be epic. That would be so epic. Can you imagine?
Shilling there.
Okay, so let's each. Okay, do you want me to write them all down? Who's got an Excel sheet that they can bring up handy quickly? I haven't even got Excel.
I'm too behind on everything else.
Probably do have some.
Do we take an average?
I do have Excel on this computer that I'm using right now. If you want, but if we're only writing down hours,
you can go to Google Docs.
Or you could do. Should we do the highest, the lowest, and an in between? 160 is a lot to
I reckon we
track.
should keep it simple. Or I'm down with whatever you guys want to do.
Righto.
I only asked the chat to put theirs in there so I could copy someone else's prediction, not because I actually want to record theirs down as well.
Just like when you were in high school, day 43.
Also, because of the volatility, we need to decide. We need a specific. So maybe it should be whatever the price is when our stream starts. So that, or it could be the end, so that there's still
the end. The end is better. The end is better.
So that during the stream, we can still be ripping on each other and heckling and shit.
Yeah. So the end of our stream, we take that 11:30 or whatever it is.
All right.
Whatever the fixed price is.
All right.
Is it easy to set up a thing where we could just have it in each week and we could see how correct or incorrect we were, and then over time you could kind of what do you reckon?
Man,
I'd rather just write it down.
We could definitely do that.
What do you want to make it like footy tipping, where you actually get points each week and then have a winner at the end.
Yeah. All these awesome ideas, man. You should do them all, man. Do them all. No one's stopping you.
I reckon you should stop sitting in the corner like a nuns bug plug.
Not
even showing your face.
Scammer. He's gonna rug this bloke. Look, he's calling himself double hex. What's that? Hey?
Are you seeing the baby?
He's not even giving his.
What's that?
He was naked. He streamed with us naked on Saturday.
Are you in?
I was shocked.
Are you feeding the baby wearing no pants on?
Feeding the chooks.
No, it's like a baby's arm holding an apple hanging down here like this.
Oh, no.
Hey, by the way, being on Nomics just reminded me that people were celebrating that Coin Paprika finally listed Hex in the right spot. But I think they still list the market cap incorrectly. It's just that the market cap of Hex got so high that even their incorrect half the market cap of what it really is also overtook ADA. So
that's fucking crazy.
You get what I'm saying? Like their market cap for Hex, I think, is about half of what it should be. But that is still high enough to be in the correct rank.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Crazy.
Crazy. We're going to flip ETH. We are going to flip ETH.
Dude,
soon.
So soon.
We are fucking flipping ETH. This is going to be epic.
And we'll get to see how many people.
Jack's saying 52.
52.
T-Bird says 52 as well.
I wasn't sure which way to write it, so I had to write it both ways.
I noticed you did it both ways. So the top way is appearing correct.
Top way, also that's the correct way I wrote it, so it comes as you write it. There you go.
It comes as you write it. All right. Yep. Are we doing like a holding it up to the screen thing? Okay, all right. Oh shit, I haven't even thought about my prediction yet. Have you guys all got yours locked in?
See, can you see that?
What are we saying?
I shared a screen.
No.
Whoever's mod has to also let it through.
Okay.
Oh, nice, very nice.
Okay, so day 43, what's your prediction?
49.5 cents.
Do you think we're going to keep pumping? Okay.
So decimal places. We'll do 3 decimal places, yeah?
Yep, 3 decimal places.
Oh, yep. 3 decimal places. Oh, God.
Tantard?
1 second. I'm here. Oh, shit. My virtual green screen is fucking it up. So I'm 42.4.
Oh, interesting.
That's the top fib. That's my top fib.
Such a bear tangent. Always a
bear. Yeah, I know. I kind of want to be like on the conservative end.
We hit 42 already, man.
Because, the way I'm doing it, I'm either right or rich. Then it's a win-win, right? I either win the comp or I don't give a shit about winning the comp because I'm rich as hell.
You need to adjust your expectations.
Good tactic. Sammy, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go 559.
And Dexter?
I've gone with 52 on the knocker.
3 decimal places, 0.52, just 550 or?
That's all I need. Yep.
Great. Unrec?
Well, I'm just gonna slip one in under tangent. I'll go 41.9. Is it? So 41.
Really?
Oh, no, 419. No, so 499. I know. Yeah, no, 419.
Come on, make your mind up, mate.
So no full-on moon targets unless Blue Bum's going to go full.
Yeah, I've got like massive bag limit. I'm just going to like dump on your heads after the stream and just smash the price.
I'm going to go
99 cents. Blue Bum.
Never go full moon, boy. Never go full moon, boy.
I reckon we're going to hit. I reckon we're going to crack the 60 cent.
Really? Oh,
not really.
Can I change mine? Can I change mine?
Yeah, you can change.
I want to make mine 99 cents just so that one of the targets is like full moon boy.
Yeah, I'll go 45 then.
45 unreal?
Yeah, 45.9.
Can I change mine to 99 cents, please?
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
might as well.
Okay.
Fries with that? You want fries with that?
I'm gonna go.
It's all sub-mil FUD to me. It's all sub-mil FUD.
Sub-mil FUD.
It's all
Unread
sub-mil.
pirate. I'd want
Yes.
fries for that. I want fries
Okay.
for that. And did you take down all the chat's guesses?
Yes, madam, I will.
Thank you, darling.
You guys are all very close together. Holy shit.
Are we?
Hang on a
Yeah,
second.
well, we've
Am
had
I
this
the-
big run up
am
this
I the
last week, so I
biggest
mean,
bear?
it's time for a light sideways.
Am I a bear?
Mate.
I'm a bear in this group. What the fuck's going on?
Dude,
How is 10 cents in 1 week a bear?
well, we went up 10 cents just that last week, so you're probably right. It's not bearish, dude. It's fully bullish.
So,
Right.
yeah,
Are you going to be unhappy if it goes up 10 cents?
I'm going to be happy no matter.
And I think he's just saying that he didn't want to be the most bearish guess in the whole group.
Oh, unwrecked. Unwrecked is more bearish than me. He's 45.9.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm cool. I'm sweet.
And I'll go through the chat, and everyone, you can guys put your number in the chat, and I'll go over the chat, and I'll fill everyone out during the week.
Oh, you're a good bloke, Bluey, doing that if you get time. That's. Well, so we'll give it a go. We'll give it a crack and see how we go. If it's if people like it, then yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, they already did it, Bluey. So it's in the chat, but
It's already in the chat. There's lots of them.
they did it
I've written
like
some,
when we
I've written
first
some down.
asked.
But
Yeah, no worries.
I always do half a job. It's really annoying. Got to do one job, finish it off, get to the end of it, and then start a new job. Don't do like 50 jobs at once. Then
Hey,
you
Alex,
spit in the
So is that
weeds.
official? Is that our first ever segment that we're going to actually do regularly, is it?
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. We're getting organised.
I hope I'm right.
It's entertainment. It's not financial advice. It's fun.
Fun.
What do we win?
It'd be cool if like we had
Yes,
a little
well, that's the talk about the prizes.
like a league thing, and we could put it up, and people could see how accurate they were over time.
Like a footy tipping sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
scenario.
like do it for a whole year and see
Yeah.
how incorrect or correct people are over that time. And at the end,
Wonder-
you get the person who
I wonder if
predicts
you could. I wonder if you could get a footy tipping website software and butcher it just to be a hex price one.
Yeah,
That might be the way to go.
find
What
knowledge.
about
at least,
having
but,
competition? Like whoever guesses when Hex is going to get the closest to the dollar. Like everyone guess the date.
Well, that's
He's going to hit
Yeah.
a dollar.
So this
Well,
is
you
a
know,
date.
my guess on that, it's 7 days from now. No. I'm looking at the weekly chart to work out whether I was thinking, is my guess definitely wrong? Have I just wasted a guess?
a good one. You'll have to
And
do
then I
a
just
donation
looked
to Sens. That's a good one. Yeah, I
Lose a
reckon so.
donation. Does that mean for the
$100
of
to
the
the Sens
total
Foundation.
comp that after the whole season
Each.
or every week?
Oh, I think
everyone
that'd be
donates to Cent.
Everyone donates to Sens.
Everyone but the winner has to
Longevity
donate.
research.
Yeah, everyone but the winner has to donate $100.
I'm down with that.
Well, I don't want
do
my
it.
organs to fail. Like, come on. We've got to try and live long. Got to try and live longer, better, healthy lives. So we need the Sens Foundation. So it's a good investment, even though it's a donation. So I
It
think
is
that's probably
nice, but it's a lovely thought. But I think we should reward those who are correct, and I think we should make a prize for the
absolutely.
one. Even some of those fancy T-shirts or hats that you've got, unread
Yeah.
pirate. That's a
Swag
good-
pack.
Yeah, well, I'm getting more of these done up, by the way. So, and I did. These are all accounted for. I had a little bit of a tickle out on Twitter, and they all got claimed. They got claimed, and it was just I was making it up as I go along, and
Nice.
I was just too generous. I was here you go, you can have them. So I gave them out. I've been using them shilling out in the streets around here, and so if I see someone that I like and I have a conversation with them, and then I give them a hat. People look at the hat and then they go and Google it or they find it some way or another. It's like I've been doing she said, I don't want to, I'm not doing anything wrong. I put these stickers up on the advertisers and on notice boards and places that are where people might see it, and it might, because the thing is, right, because
all legal locations, aren't they, unwrapped?
Yeah, exactly.
Just message boards and other legal spots that you can stick.
Yeah. I would never graffiti any sort of public property or anything like that. No. So, and it's not really graffiti. There's just stickers. But like the thing is, right, with this hex logo, it's really like a good one. Like it's really catches the eye.
Yeah,
and people, and with me, I know that it was a couple of days after that I saw a thing with Richard Hart and the hex logo, and I forgot all about it for like 2 or 3 days, and then just something in my mind just made me go back and look at it again. So it could be just like that subliminal messaging or anything like that. I mean, it's a brilliant logo, and who knows? Hey, we help one person. With job's done. You know, that's it. That's what we're here to do. We're here to provide some information.
Do it all
about hex and help people. Yeah.
You got business cards. Put them in the.
Oh, lot.
Yeah.
Blue Bum.
Think of.
Get it out.
Sorry, mate. Before I forget,
change the world.
We forgot to put the Nomics prediction in.
Oh, yeah. What's that? What
Nomics AI says 38.9 cents.
38.9.
38.9.
Nomics
is that?
Bullish.
Oh wait, that's pretty similar to what it is right now.
Yeah.
Now,
has that thing ever been right? I don't think it's ever been right.
It's never right, but well, actually, I mean, you can look historically. Sometimes it's right as the price kind of like comes through and intersects.
Crosses, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as the prediction crosses the price graph at those moments in time, it's correct, but it's very, it's pretty inaccurate. But look, it's only a prediction. It's not
only all in fun. That's all it is. All in fun.
But yeah, that sounds good.
That's a great idea. Bumper stickers. These are the go for bumper stickers. What do you reckon about that? Oh, I've got heaps of them too. Who wants a bumper sticker?
Oh shit!
Hex bumper sticker. Good call. Sorry.
Well, someone put in the chat. Nomics 7-day prediction is 5.9. Right.
Yeah, sorry. Yo. I wasn't zoomed out far enough. That's why the oh shit that I just said was because it's actually 5.94.
That's all right.
Sorry, guys. I was. It jumped the prediction literally. Maybe it could even be that the prediction literally just jumped up from when I looked at it to when it refreshed.
It says
it was at the price that I said a second ago, and then now it's like a straight line up to 5.94.
Bro, they're listening to the show.
No. I'm looking at Nomics now, and it's like point. Oh, you're right. It is to jump up.
It jumped up. I think it jumped up from when I said it to now.
It probably was hearing us. It was listening to us.
Yeah. It probably has like sentiment analysis built in. That's just like web crawling all the hex streams for like sentiment analysis, and then it's like, oh shit, better update the price.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so Sammy's pretty close to that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna win, bros. I'm gonna kick your asses.
No, didn't we just decide that the Nomics predictions are usually wrong?
What's the
price? If you put my screen up,
price of blow up doll. What's the price?
Chuck my screen up. I know that's got the prediction.
Hex toys.
Hex toys. Red is the price, and
so it's
white
been wrong a lot.
Like Tangent said, only when price crosses over does it actually ever get right.
Yeah, right.
So what happens with this price prediction model? It predicts that every prediction is always 7 days in advance, and then they don't move that prediction. So they keep the prediction true so that you can see how accurate it was historically. So all of that gray dotted line, each of those points was predicted exactly a week before it occurred, which is amazing that it happened to be the same time frame that Blue Bum chose for, and also the interval between our streams together, because otherwise it wouldn't fit.
There's some places where it actually even predicted the wrong direction as well, like not like completely.
Yeah.
Do you think this is AI or there's someone actually?
They claim it's AI.
I looked. It said they say machine learning.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a great stream. How are we going? Have we learned anything? We had some fun. What do we want to go? What do we want to go to? We kick on for a little bit more, or should we
kick on?
Pull up stumps, kicking on,
kick on,
having a good time. Here for a good time.
You were the first who wants to go to bed every week. Every week, Rex does the same thing. He just wants to go to bed. He wants to tell us to go home and go to bed.
No, I don't. I want to stay here.
Have you got the field to plow, bro?
Hey, no, I've got. What do you think? I'm wearing a nice shirt, mate. I've got to go on the prowl later. You don't know what it's like. You married me, go and snuggle up next to your lovely wife, and come on, honey, give us a hug. You know, I got to go out and find one, drag her home.
Caveman spec.
There's his gay time.
This show's not about my personal life, thank you. But yeah, I'm happy to discuss yours.
Does anyone have any conversation that we should be hitting on? Oh, were there any questions or comments in chat that you guys noticed that we need?
There was a couple. There was a couple,
actually.
Yeah.
Jex is always good at keeping a half eye on chat.
There was some stuff. There was some stuff about what we think.
Something about exchange or something.
Yeah, I think it'll get on exchanges and da. And I think the quick answer to that is just like, yeah, maybe, but who gives a shit? Like, if we can get Hex and can hold it, who cares if we? I'd rather stay off exchanges, you know, and maybe it'd be even more bullish if it was on exchanges, you know. But no one's going to pay for it to be on an exchange.
I think I think we mentioned this last time. Most exchanges, and this is the unfortunate thing about the crypto space, is the main portal for everyone that comes into crypto is via this massive trading machine that is there to chew you up and spit you out and make the exchanges money. And the only ones that, well, in Australia, I can't speak for all the others, but most of our on-ramp exchanges have less of that trading mentality feel. Like they still have some of them have the charts. Some of them don't even have the charts. Like you got to dig deep to find the charts. They're just more of an on-ramp sort of thing where you can turn your Aussie dollars into a raft of different things. That sort of exchange is useful because it is just about that regulatory arbitrage side of things where they're providing a service to get your funds in and out of the space. Being on exchanges like that would be handy. That would be good. But being on something like a Binance where it is just all about the trade, and it's gotten worse and worse. And someone that lands on that site just to buy crypto, man, it is confusing. It's over the top, and then not only just the spot trading, but then of all the leverage, so your margin accounts, and yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. So I don't think that provides us a service at all for Hex onboarding. I think that would be detrimental. I think having something that allows you to get on through your fiat currency, I'm all for that, but I don't think we need to be on these big exchanges. The purpose of Hex is to buy it, hold it, scrape a bit of interest. You don't need to have access to trading exchanges to do that, for it to fulfill its purpose. So happy if we don't even get on a Binance, to be honest.
Who was telling me that when Bitcoin first came on, was early on, and when an exchange came in, they actually would accept Bitcoin, but you couldn't withdraw it for a while or something because they needed to build up the liquidity of how much they had to be able to offer it. So the thing is, so many of these coins will give all of their tokens or whatever to an exchange for free, plus actually pay the exchange to have it listed, and that's not going to happen with Hex. No one's going to waste their money on doing that, and so
Why do you think I reckon this is why exchanges sometimes the wallet goes into maintenance and you can't withdraw.
Maybe they don't have it, hey?
They're selling shit they don't have, probably.
Yeah, right. And they always freeze when it's either mooning or crashing, hey? Often when it's crashing, as soon as it starts crashing, they all go down, don't they? Maybe they're worried that they won't be able to
meet it, yeah.
Yeah, right. Makes sense.
They are like a big casino, aren't they? These exchanges, and you can lose your home just sitting in your living room.
Casinos would be a lot more regulated than the exchanges.
Hey, I saw a Hex Machine he's an Aussie, I'm pretty sure, put a comment in. He wants to do a meetup next year with all the Aussies. Like, for me, I mean, I'm not sure even where we stand with him, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a West Australian based comment or not, or whether it was for Australia wide.
He wants to go to a tangent party. Everyone wants to go to a tangent party.
Jexa,
Yeah,
and I have been planning. I meant what I said on stream one time, that I'm way overdue for multiple Hex celebration parties that I just haven't had time to put together. That I would have done one at 15 cents, 20, and then like basically every 5 cent interval from there to here, which is just bonkers. So I guess we just have to kind of like roll them all into one. But yeah.
That's good weather's here, so no excuses.
We did have a meetup a couple of months ago.
Yeah, we did.
We're not allowed to leave our border though.
Was it Brizzy?
No one's allowed to leave.
It was in Queensland, New South Wales.
We were down in Nimbin, and then Brizzy, and then Stradbroke Island.
Yeah,
nice.
But yeah, like
you guys have those scooters down there in Melbourne and Sydney and WA. Have you seen those ride share scooter things? They're awesome around town. Don't you have those? We just get like these scooters and go on like a massive pub crawl.
Usually I'm going too fast in my Lambo to notice what's on the pedestrian sidewalks, man.
Sorry. Oh, no. Two wheels is not cool. And that's right. I forgot we're all bloody loaded and that.
What they do in Queensland, man.
I'm not used to having so much Hex.
I'm not paying attention to all the various forms of public transport, like scooters and walking and shit.
Sorry. Oh,
hey, tangent. That reminds me. You were talking about something on the stream, like maybe a few days ago. Something like an email server or something.
Yeah, I bought one of the. It's the Helm 2.0. So you have your own email server, but it also has like an encrypted cloud account so that you can access your emails from all your devices, just like you can with the sorts of emails that people are used to using, like Gmail and that sort of thing. But you are a bit like crypto, how you hold the keys and you're the only person that has the access to it. So effectively taking your data back from big tech without the inconvenience that would normally occur, because this thing has been specially designed for being a email server. So you can always run your own email server, but it's very, very difficult to do. It's basically like a full-time job of being an IT guy to have your own email server. So they've basically made it so that anyone can do it by using this particular system. So it hasn't arrived yet, but I'll let you guys know how easy it is once I get it. Should be good. Because, your email, everything stems from your email, right? Like your email becomes your username and your password recovery for all the accounts that you have. So it's such a fundamental key to your digital online life. So if those emails can just be read by any Google employee or, that sort of thing. Or
by any law enforcement.
access with subpoena by any, or sometimes without, by any law enforcement, any government, hacked by any hacker that's going for that honeypot, because obviously the Google server has virtually everyone's email. So there's a lot of risks there, even for people who are doing everything legitimately and are only concerned about their privacy. So, which I obviously fall into that category. And I think this is a really good step that I've been keen to take, and now I'm going to do it. And then on top of that, I'm going to stack a service called Simple Login, which is basically with Simple Login, you make an account and you use your email address, and then that Simple Login allows you to create as many email aliases as you want. And so I could basically use if you want to be extreme, you could use a different email for literally every single thing. But what happens is those emails go to Simple Login, and then the email gets sent to your one email address. So you just have one email address. You don't have to manage multiple accounts. You have that one email address, and everything comes in from all those different emails. And then if you notice that something's spamming you, you can just delete the alias, and that means that person can never email you ever again. And the beautiful thing is when you reply to one of those emails, it doesn't expose your core email because it goes back through simple login and sends it from the alias that you are using. So the person that you've given that alias to will only ever know the alias address, both for incoming and outgoing emails. So it's effectively the best of both worlds. So many of you might have done that in the past of like splitting up, most people at least have one for work and one for personal, right? So it's the same concept where you're sort of categorizing your email accounts, but rather than having to log into multiple different accounts, it's all within the same account. And that core email, no one ever knows it except you. So no one can ever actually email your core email. They're only ever contacting alias accounts. It's a brilliant, brilliant idea. Absolute game changer.
Is that
that works with that new system you're getting? Sorry,
no, it's a completely separate service. You can do one without the other. So simple login. They've got free accounts where you can use it, but I think they give you a maximum of 3 or 5 different aliases, and I want more flexibility in terms of how to split it up. So with paid accounts, then you can make as many aliases as you want. But you can use simple login without the Helm, and you can use the Helm without simple login.
Simple login's a separate service.
It's a separate service. Yep.
Interesting.
So you ready to go and put some pajamas on day 43? What's going on?
Dude, I told you what was going on. We've been locked down. I haven't had a haircut for like about 13 years now, and I've got like fluffy sideburns.
That sounds like an excuse to me,
bro. I got fluffy sideburns. I'm not being immortalized on YouTube for the rest of my existence.
He looks like
you wear a hat like this.
You said
I got a hat, but the sideburns, just like the side of my hair is just all fluffy, man.
Full Danny DeVito.
You said that you wanted it was your fiction fantasy to go on the internet naked, and that's why. I think that's you're too scared. You're too scared to put the camera on. You're too. I'm not scared to show it. No, not at all.
He looks like Tom Hanks in Castaway, and he's been talking to volleyballs and all sorts. He's going mad over there in lockdown.
We're going mad.
He's gone mad. He's actually dressed up in his wife's clothes.
There's nothing wrong with whatever floats your boats. If you identify as a male cross-dressing transvestite, then
be proud.
You're happy.
We said we accept everyone here, mate. So you're all good.
And you've got
as long as you're
a Mexican as well, so you can't.
Yeah, that's it.
As long as you stay hex.
As long as you stake your hex.
Okay, so by that definition, Richard Hart might not be a Hexican.
Maybe.
It's possible. It's possible. He's hinted at the fact that he's just diamond handing all the liquid and not diluting the staker pools. So there is a line here.
I'm going to make an exception. I'm going to make an exception to the rule.
The founder gets the first shotgun.
Yeah.
Can probably
just clarify. You mean the OA? You don't mean the OA?
Sorry. Founders and founding members and OA address key holders get automatic
or something like that. Yeah.
Automatic membership.
So, do we know anything else exciting going on with Pulse? Have we got any more news on that?
Good question.
No, did you watch Richard's stream the other day, or was it on about our time, about midnight?
It was too short, if you ask me.
Well, he said he hired another dev just to specifically work on that problem.
That's right. That's true. Yep.
So, sort of little incremental things, hey? It's like, this is development. It's like there's all sorts of people scurrying, doing all sorts of stuff in the background, and so people who aren't privy to that are just sitting there waiting, hey?
So what's your current take on estimated time frame for are you saying for public testnet or for launch? For fork?
I think Christmas launch.
Christmas launch? Yep.
Did everyone freeze?
It's It's a good time, Christmas.
I see Jexa moving. I see Sammy moving.
Yep.
You see.
Unrec looks frozen to me. Oh no, he's moving it.
You see all your family. You tell everyone. You tell everyone about Pulse launch. Look how much money I made on Hex. Now look at this thing that's getting launched. It's the perfect time to be, launching Christmas.
So do you think 2 months is the new 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, he said 2 months the other day. Yeah. He said 2 months the other day.
The thing is, it's random. It's too hard to know because people are working on things, and it's just impossible to give a time thing on it. Like they might suss out this thing that aren't able to work out to get testnet up, and then like a few days later, testnet's up, and then bang, 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 it just happens, in a cascade. Or there'll be something else somewhere in there that's a hold up or whatever, and it's like there's just so many unknowns to be able to predict the time. All we really know is that they're working hard on it. He's hiring more and more people, and it'll get done when it gets done.
Are you unhappy with the extra time that we have to wait?
Unhappy?
Yeah,
I'm fine.
All right. Price wise, I think it is price positive.
Yeah, it's great.
It's giving people more time to accumulate.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a funny dynamic with the people that have sacrificed because, how far up is Hex going to go in value if you use your Hex to sacrifice? So it's a bit of an interesting dynamic, but you would like to think that it'll come good on the other side. But yeah, you've got all these things because I know there was a few people that held back, not sacrificing, just to see where the price would go between the sack phase and launch. So
yeah,
a few interesting
I remember
theories on that.
I remember someone saying there's not a chance in hell that I'm let going of a single Hex, and they were like, I want 100% Hex. I'm not leaving Hex.
I totally understand that. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
I think it's there's no substitute for quality, and we know Richard's going to do a fantastic job either way. So who cares if it's great for price? We're just going to sit pretty. Father Christmas, Daddy Richard will be coming with this.
And you know what? With the price increases, you really don't mind eating the end staking and fees and the staking fees.
Well, look at what we're getting. We're getting doubles and all that pulse. I mean, it's crazy. It's insane. Does anyone know if the exchange is definite or still all talk? I know Richard said it's been a paperwork nightmare or something like that.
I can imagine it would be. When you're doing stuff in the financial world like that, doesn't happen overnight. You've got to jump through a lot of hurdles.
What's this Hollywood dollars you're talking about there, Sammy? Big Hollywood name celebrity. Any guess who it could be? Oh, he's been rubbing shoulders with Hollywood. Who's who? Richard Hart. Is that what?
Well, Fred
said someone. He said someone contacted.
Don't start rumours. Say what?
Who did though? Do you reckon it was Limp Bizkit?
It could be because Fred Durst. Fred Durst has been in movies and TV and stuff. He's as a director and I think an actor and stuff. So he's had a bit of a Hollywood career, I think. So it could be him. Yeah.
But you'd think that he would refer to someone like that as being in the music industry before he'd call them a Hollywood celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Depends how he knows him.
You would think that, but I mean.
But yeah, maybe, yeah. So do you reckon it'll be a director or a producer or an actor?
Are we going to guess?
Well, they want us to guess, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hollywood. I'm going to go with George Clooney. It's the first guy that came
he's given up promoting coffee machines, and he's going to come across to Hex.
It was just the first Hollywood name that came into my mind.
You pay those blokes you play them a few bucks and they do cameos?
Yes.
Wasn't there
Every whore is available for money.
Stop. Hey, some people.
Okay, so George is never going to be a Hexagon now.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh no, I didn't mean no. That wasn't aimed at George Clooney.
Oh, yeah,
that was aimed at a lot of them. No, I'm kidding. No, you can pay for celebrity appearances. You absolutely can. Yes.
Did the chat just say it was Richard Hart said it was Tom Cruise?
All right.
Whoa.
I think it'd be Tom Cruise.
Is Tom Cruise the couch jumping?
Yeah.
Scientologist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know like that. Is it Fred Durst? How do you spell it? Well, I didn't know who that was, even though I've listened to Limp Bizkit and I like their music. I was like, oh, never heard of her.
Same.
Although Tom Cruise was also in Top Gun, wasn't he?
So
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
I'm going to give him a pass. I'm going to give him a pass. I know that's a big call because Scientology is a big thing to give a pass on. I'm giving him a pass.
Dude does all his own stunts though.
Yeah, someone said Ashton Kutcher in chat. I was thinking that as well. He's already he's a bit too buddy with.
Yeah, he's got his own thing now.
Vitalik though.
Owner Cats thing.
Yeah, he. I don't know if anyone's seen it on Twitter. He done a little.
Yeah. He asked his girlfriend what
Ethereum was and all that, and
blah blah, and she sort of said, and then he swings around in his Vitalik there to explain.
Sitting in his living room, sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, this comment from Dawsey gives me an idea. I'm not necessarily saying it's this DJ Lethal, but we could actually go through the list of people that follow. I know there's a big list because it's like in the tens of thousands now, but you would assume that anyone who's interested in Hex would be following Richard now, and you could go through his followers and find celebrities that are following him.
That'd be fun.
That's good. I mean, hey, regardless of who you are in the world, I mean, Richard Hart's a good mentor to follow, and you can learn a lot from the guy.
Can you rank?
He's created a billion dollar.
Can you get someone else's list of followers?
Cryptocurrency, for Christ's sake.
And rank them by who has the most followers. So, like, is that something that can be done either with like an external app or something where you go into someone's follower list and get it ranked by who has the most followers? Because if we could do that, then we don't have to go trolling through the list. Because
it's like
big name celebrity is going to have a massive amount of followers.
Yeah,
that's like a whole. Believe it or not, that's a whole industry around that I didn't.
Of drilling down into like the metrics
like,
and.
There's another platform. There's like a layer or something that does.
Yeah, I thought so. I used to date a chick in marketing, so I thought there was something like that. Well, they're using that as marketing. It's big dollars too. I'm surprised for what it is.
The Hex Late Show pump is in.
Oh, stop it.
Have we hit 40? I promised everyone I would pop Dom if we hit 40 cents while we're on stream.
No, we're not quite there. Not far off.
We're pumping. Who's got a
bottle safe?
Who's got the chart?
Yeah,
I've got 39.3 on Staker.
Yeah, I'm seeing 39.3 on this chart here as well. Well, you know something that I realized about Uniswap.vision, which is the charts that I've been using for Hex USDC. Both the USDC charts, which are V1 and V2, have got in brackets calculated.
Yeah.
So does that mean that they're actually looking at the Hex versus ETH price and then just multiplying it to get a dollar value?
Yes.
So that's not the true chart then.
That's the ETH price in dollars.
ETH price in dollars.
Yeah.
Which I guess you could argue that maybe those DEXs actually route through Ethereum anyway when you make the purchase and sales.
Uniswap does somehow
route.
It adjusts based on all of its pairs.
Oh, so cool.
If there's a massive buy or sell in Ethereum, for instance, it will be reflected in the USDC price. It won't only be people.
Yes.
There's somehow I think there's connected. Yeah.
Hey, yo. This comment here about saying maybe Mike Tyson because he's got a low enough IQ to be on the end of the bell curve that Richard said. Richard said that with Hex. So Richard said typically only really dumb and really really smart people get it, right? So where do each of you place yourselves on the bell curve?
I have often thought about that, and I'm going to reserve my comment.
About that because I was listening to that the other day, and I was like, I mean, Richard, I know I'm not dumb, so then you're saying I'm a genius. Why, thank you.
I think Mike Tyson is a very wise man, actually.
Yeah.
I think he's a very, very interesting person, and his intent is
Hang on, can I just put this in context? Because Bluey said he didn't rate Einstein.
Yeah.
I remember that. He's so hilarious.
What I said was,
you were seriously like, I just don't reckon he's that great. Like,
I think his comment was, I think he's overrated.
Yeah, he's overrated.
That's right. So good. I think he's overrated.
So sorry. Back to Mike, Bluey.
Classic.
Sorry to interrupt. Back to your thoughts on Mike.
No, I just think Mike Tyson's a very interesting man who's got a lot of self-awareness and a lot of self-knowledge, and he comes across to me as, he's a bit kind of slow and stuff like that in some senses, because he's been hit in the head probably a ton, but he's got another type of wisdom, I reckon. And with Einstein, I'm sorry, but what did Einstein ever do? What did he ever invent that had any practical use?
I can't do this again, man. I can't do this again. Who was there? Dexter and I were there. Who else was there?
I was there.
Hang on.
Oh, no. It wasn't it? Look back in our archives.
Tangent. You were saying yesterday, Bluey's he's allowed to stand up for what he believes in. You said that for ethical or moral reasons, you would, because of the laws are different everywhere and there's just all variations and things like that laissez-faire area. You said you would, if it came down to push the shove and you had to, you would. So that's showing conviction. That's showing intestinal fortitude. And
you would what?
Break the law.
So
hang on, I went to sleep there. What was that comment?
Ethics and morals are more important than laws. So if when laws and morals conflict, like when laws and ethics conflict, you are obligated to follow your ethics.
Yeah. No, it's like
So a good example of that would be Edward Snowden.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Yeah, no,
and the family that hid Anne Frank, and you can go to some pretty extreme or go pretty far with the examples, but there's and I think that's something that people sometimes miss. They think that legality equals morality.
Good point.
Or they sort of think that it should, and it probably should, but it absolutely does not.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've got to be really careful with blindly following laws, and more specifically, blindly following rules, because that's my big irk in society at the moment, is rules for the sake of rules. And it'll just be little niggly things, like people make, even like I get annoyed, even you go to an airport and they've got the big fenced off area where you've got to walk 500 meters to get to the counter when it's
and you can't just
20 meter walk. Like shit like that, just rules for rules sake, it just annoys me. So yeah, I'm a big.
We had a rule in Victoria where you couldn't wear a mask. No, you had to wear a mask while drinking alcohol.
Yeah,
that was one of the rules. You have to wear a mask while drinking alcohol.
So you have to slip the cup or the bottle under the mask for each sip.
I was thinking you poke a hole through the front and stick the bottle through the hole.
You see in some countries that had those masks that were like a beak, and when you open your mouth, the mask opens as well, so you could eat food. And did you see those ones?
Yeah, I
haven't seen it. No.
So when you open your mouth, the mask opens as well, so you could eat food. Like you open your mouth, the mask opens up like a beak, and then you put the food in, and then when you close to chew, the mask shuts as well. it was.
I agree with you, Tangent. I agree with your stance on this when it comes to the law, like when it comes to the law and then ethics. They're not the same thing.
Yeah,
they can be different.
And
the law is open
just spin
to
this back
interpretation.
into Hex.
The law is open to interpretation. Like, you know, the law, there's grey area in law, and it goes to, you know, you go to a court and a judge or a jury decide what they're going to decide, what they're going to, you know, make a precedent, and then the precedent's been set. So we're just going to make sure that some good precedents are set when it comes to crypto.
Well, that's
make sure some good precedents are set when it comes to crypto, and don't let this shit get, you know, co-opted in the wrong direction.
No, that's right. Well, that's actually where we should be having a conversation around the crypto ethos. You know, the immutability, the store of value, you know, you're not your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto, peer-to-peer, no counterparty risk, all those great things that make the technology, you know, special, and actually enabling people to have better lives, and you know, like whatever. Like, I mean, you know, that's probably something we talk about, but like, you know, like compliance, integrity, and characters. Like the compliance, do you do it because the law says you got to do it? So you don't drive over 100 k's an hour because it's not safe, because cars are designed to do like 200 k's an hour. It's because the law says you got to do 100. And if you go over, the cops might give you a ticket. So which is it? You know, is it because it's not safe, or is it because it's the law? And then you got the like when you're being watched, or if you know someone's looking at you, that's where you sort of like got to have a bit of a value or ticket integrity. And then character is something when no one's around, it's just you on your own, what you do, how you behave, the voice in your head that speaks to yourself, all that stuff. But anyway, that's my take on it. What do you reckon about that?
I reckon it's pajama time.
Yeah. I'm surprised that we've been going. This is the longest stream that I've had. I know you guys are marathon streamers.
Oh, how long have we been going?
It's like just a warm up for you.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, but like, we've still got over 160, 170 people.
Don't we normally get cut off because someone else takes the stream kick?
Yeah, they start in about 5 minutes. That's why we should get off. Give everyone a chance to go to the toilet and you know, have a drink of water or whatever. And
because they're just glued to the screens while we're on.
Yeah,
everyone's time's valuable.
They cannot leave.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me on, guys. This has been really good. Good chat,
mate.
Yeah, good one.
Thanks, Tangent.
Thanks, chat.
Everyone.
Thanks,
chat. You guys love the chat.
Guys.
You guys are fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, chat. Thanks to everyone in the chat. We appreciate yous.